To Enlightened World Network. I am your host for a meditation a day. I'm Deb Goldberg, and I'm so excited to have Ben Decker here with us today to lead us in a meditation to help create a culture of peace to support the International Day of Peace. Ben is a meditation teacher and the author of Modern Spirituality, a guide to the heart of mindfulness, meditation, and the art of healing, as well as 3 other bestsellers on meditation, including Practical Meditation for Beginners. Welcome, Ben, to Enlightened World Network.
Thank you so much for having me, Deb.
You are very welcome. I'm so glad that we finally got to connect. This is your first time here. And I've watched some of your YouTubes and videos, and I was just really excited to meet you and to bring you to Enlightened World's audience. So thank you again. And I would like you, to tell us a little bit about the meditation that you're going to do today, plus what the International Day of Peace really is, because I don't think a lot of people understand what that is.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be doing this. This is my 8th year in a row doing some kind of meditation for the International Day of Peace. And the United Nations was really created from a spiritual impulse. And the purpose of the United Nations, similar to the United States of America, created from the spiritual impulse to the America being founded from an impulse toward unity and equality, and a sense of individual freedom. The United Nations created from a spiritual impulse to unify people of different cultures and different traditions so that we could have a peaceful planet. And the United Nations has a number of different international holidays, which is really, really special. When we celebrate a United Nations holiday, we're celebrating with people from all over the world, from all of the different nations in the United Nations. And the International Day of Peace is, for me and for some people, considered almost like the holiest day of the year of the new world, of the new generation, of the new era or the new age, the International Day of Peace is not only the day before equinox, tomorrow's the equinox, but it's also this very special day where people from all over the world, especially in government organizations who recognize this holiday, take meetings and briefings and panels about how we can build peace. And something that my mentor, Marianne Williamson, says that I loved, especially when she was running for president, was we can't just back up into peace. We can't expect peace to fall into our laps. We have to proactively cultivate peace. Just like when we're sick, health is not the absence of sickness. Sickness is the absence of health. We have to cultivate health. We can't wait for sickness to show up to fight sickness. We have to cultivate our immunity and our health. And the International Day of Peace is about cultivating peaceful thoughts, peaceful qualities, peaceful policies with other communities, within our communities, and in our community relations with other cultures and nations.
Wow, that's really a wonderful understanding, because it's much deeper than what I knew, and I'm sure of a lot of other people knew as well. So what a wonderful thing to even see our government people just focusing on peace.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So what are you going to lead us in today?
Well, a holiday only has the power that we can give it. And the reality of a holiday like the International Day of Peace is that it's only as powerful as the people celebrating it. And when we need to change the way we're behaving, if we're not being peaceful, we need to learn to cultivate and practice peace. Sometimes in our relationships, we don't feel peaceful. Sometimes in our thoughts about other people, these people believe those things. These people think that. I know in today's world, there's so much propaganda. There are conspiracies and and fake news and all kinds of things, and we don't always know what's really right and what's really true. And what happens is we can be convinced to think negative thoughts about somebody and about people that aren't even true. And so what we need to do is learn to cultivate our own personal intuition. And so this meditation that we're going to be going into is a real empowerment, recognizing that we are powerful individuals, that you, as an individual, you, Deb, me, Ben, and everyone listening, everyone here within the sound of my voice, the fact that you can hear my voice means that you exist within our field. You know, you're here, you're the listener of the words. And so the fact that there's a listener there means that there's an infinite power inside there. To be able to perceive means that you exist. Rene Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am." And so the idea is the thinker, the exister, the experiencer is uh, is a powerful place to be. So you being able to hear these words means that you exist. And if you exist today in this world, that means that there's a special gift, a special opportunity for you to have here and now. And so what I want to do in this meditation is to help clear off and break off any limitations or any chains or any of the things that psychologically or emotionally hold us back to old ways of doing and thinking things, especially well-meaning people like you and me. We have things that we do, things that we say, approaches that we take that are actually not serving that higher purpose that we think that we're serving or that we would like to be serving. And so this is going to take us and connect ourselves into bringing peace into our own minds, hearts, bodies, and lives, into our relationships, our communities, and using the principles of metaphysics and unity consciousness to visualize the possibility for a peaceful planet. So shall we do it?
We shall do it. I'm looking forward to it. The floor is yours.
Great. Let's do it. And how long should we do this? What's a good timeline for this?
It's usually 15 to 25 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, let's do it. All right, everybody, take a second, and if you can, everyone who's listening, just take a moment to settle into a quiet spot and close your eyes. Start to bring your attention into your breath. And we're together. But what I really want you to do is be very present where you are, within your own body, your own heart, and your own mind. Yes, there are a network of people on this call in different places, different rooms, different environments, different bodies, doing different things, all meditating with us. And so we're also connected to each other. And so just observe those images as they arise in the mind of the different people sitting on their phones and tablets and laptops, meditating together with us. And just taking a moment to honor and acknowledge each other. This is an important day. Holidays like this are only as powerful as the people celebrating them. And here we are celebrating peace. Allowing every exhale to take us deeper into relaxation and stillness now. And just also acknowledging that our cluster of people here meditating together now are not even alone as a cluster. We're also meditating alongside people all over the world, people consciously choosing to celebrate the International Day of Peace, and also other people, even in this moment, stopping to pray, stopping to meditate for this cause and even for their own personal concerns. And so we just recognize that in this moment of time around this beautiful blue planet, we have brothers and sisters, people just like us and people very different from us, joining together in agreement for this purpose of a safe planet, something where our needs are met. Some people consciously visualizing needs being met for all of us, and some others just praying that their own needs will be met. And that's okay too. We're just connecting in with all of them. All of the hearts of all of humanity as they cry out for a better experience, for healing, for a better cause, for a better result. And as we see them in our mind's eye, we open our hearts to them. We open our hearts to each other. We start to visualize a linking of hundreds, perhaps thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of hearts around the globe, creating a web of unified heart connection, just seeing that. You know, those times when you just feel connected to somebody, those times when you meet someone and they just get it. That heart to heart intuition. We just open our hearts to seeing that connection magnetically created or acknowledged around the globe. Tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people around the globe. Some meditating, some praying like us here now. Others sitting in nature. Some people are journaling. Some people are eating, showering, playing, driving, working. We just even connect now, not even just people who are praying and meditating or crying out, but just those hearts that exist. Those millions and hundreds of millions of and billions of people on this planet, all those hearts, every person, that spark of light within them. We see a magnetic field drawing us all together, seeing a smile, a collective smile, a certain kind of knowing, a certain kind of acceptance, a certain kind of patience passing through and connecting across the globe, across the planet, in you and in all of us. Every exhale sending a wave of relaxation through every part of the body. Allowing any tension to gently soften and melt out of our body and out of the collective consciousness. Any areas of rigidity just sort of decompressing and softening out. Allowing for a more graceful flow onward and upward into better and better pastures. More beautiful and better relationships and exchanges. Seeing a wave of mercy, waves of goodness, waves of patience pass through our hearts along the grid of that field through every heart and every mind. Seeing waves of kindness, waves of generosity, passing through that field, that human field of every human being on this planet and even beyond into the animal kingdom, into the plants and into the earth itself. Seeing a realization, a collective realization, just observing this beautiful moment, the dawning of a new era, the dawning of a peaceful planet. So grateful now that we were born into a world where something like the United Nations International Day of Peace even exists, acknowledging that we are heirs to a multi-generational destiny, breathing it in, receiving it in our DNA, knowing that we were born into a world where there's a foundation for these things. So grateful that there's thousands of years of grid work done for us that we just come in and inherit. Honoring those ancestors, those elders who've done so much work for us, those elders who still live and walk this earth and and do the work, those elders who have passed on. Forgiving any character defects and standing on the shoulders of giants, knowing that we are standing on the shoulders of giants. Any sense of hopelessness or worry or concern is overcome by a sense of faith and power and strength and enthusiasm and joy for the imminent triumph of a peaceful planet. And we just relish and celebrate seeing the signs and seeing the wonders, observing that even though there's tension, even though there's challenge, even though there's illness and famine and disease, there's also abundance and strength and possibility. There's also growth and healing and an impulse toward healing and inspiration. We just relish that we are part of that wave of inspiration. We receive it in every cell of our being, that we can be amplified and strengthened now, that we can be empowered and emboldened now, that our gifts would be amplified, our audiences would be multiplied, that those good things that we've learned, those things that we've healed and overcome, we would be able to really be strong in them, stand in authority with them, to be teachers and healers and leaders and guides to those who are seeking, that we would be taught and healed and led and guided by those who are one step ahead of us. And let that consciousness spread through the grid, that there would be a pandemic of learning, that there would be a pandemic of healing, that there would be a pandemic of generosity. I remember when the pandemic first happened, my dear friend posted that love is a virus. She wanted to see a pandemic of love. And so we just partner with that notion of a pandemic of peace. Agreements, partnerships, forgiveness, honor, respect, generosity flooding the earth now. Breathing in and out. Every exhale, bringing a wave of relaxation through every part of the body, allowing all of the chakras, all of the different layers of the individual body to just sort of settle into one another, disengaging from any tension, tightness, blocks, or rigidity. Honoring that we may see things differently, but that doesn't need to block us from loving each other. Sometimes we don't believe the truth. Sometimes I don't believe the truth. Sometimes you don't believe the truth. We just soften our judgment, soften into love. We're not changing anybody's minds with anything but real, genuine love. We're not changing ourselves. We're not changing our bodies. We're not healing our bodies with anything other than real, genuine love. So we just breathe that in and embody it now. Breathing in and out, always coming back to the breath. Allowing a new possibility to be born within our own hearts, within our own minds. A new modern expression of all of that passionate, saintly, good, beautiful work that our ancestors have done, all of the saints and sages and psychics and healers and prophets and lovers and poets and artists from all the ancestors, all of the lineages before us. We disengage from the momentum of anything dysfunctional we may have inherited. We break off any generational curses that may have come with that. And we amplify and strengthen those golden links on the chain, those good, perfect, beautiful, unbroken lines of healing, of love, of initiation, of training. We allow our DNA to be emboldened and strengthened, and those strong, powerful things our ancestors did, we harness them in our DNA, activating those codes now, letting ourselves become the change that we want to seek in this world, become the things that we are seeking, that new possibilities and new ideas would be activated, new neural pathways would be carved, new programs being activated throughout the nervous system, old programs, old habits, old addictions broken off and harnessed and reoriented, completely transmuted into powerful, loving, good action, powerful, loving, good decisions, powerful, loving, good interactions, partnerships. Breathing it in and allowing that divine life force energy inside of ourselves to energize and strengthen, heal every part of the body, bring rejuvenation and youthfulness into every part of the body, even smoothing out wrinkles, even healing all the different things that might seem like aging, reversing that, reversing the orientation, reversing the aging process, letting the bodies and the lives and the incarnations on this call and those connected to us live long, healthy, abundant, powerful, meaningful lives, allowing a sense of cleansing and healing come through. A new day is born, a new person is born. You are born now. This is your rebirth. This is a resurrection. This is a reactivation of your childhood dreams, those divine downloads you were born with, a reactivation, a mature application of those divine dreams, seeing our places in a more noble role, in a more noble film, in a more noble novel, in a more noble mythos, a more noble unfolding for our lives, for the world, for the collective, harnessing and connecting into the group, the coven, the community, the generation, the spiritual hierarchy of people doing genuine good on this planet. We psychically and spiritually and emotionally connect in with our hearts and minds to each other now. And speaking that ancient word, that ancient Sanskrit word of Shanti, which means peace, just seeing that ancient, primal, deep word, Shanti, passing through all of us in our hearts, that the ancient vibration of that word, healing us, bringing Shanti, that peace in our minds, Shanti, that peace in our hearts, Shanti, that peace in our bodies. Peace in the bodies is the lack of inflammation. It's the perfect healing, the perfect flow in the body, Shanti over all of our bodies. Shanti over our homes. Peace in the home is order, it's cleanliness, it's gentleness, it's love. It's a laughter, Shanti over our cities, over our homes, over our communities, Shanti over our counties, over our nations, over our states, over our planet, Shanti over our relationship with the animal kingdom, with nature, with the earth itself, Shanti in the oceans, Shanti in the auras, in the forests, in the rivers, in the lakes, in the streams, Shanti over the airs, in the sky. We speak peace over the raging storms, over the climate change anomalies. We speak peace over the forest fires, the wildfires. We speak rain into those deserts, rain over the droughts. We speak abundance over every famine. We speak healing over the pandemic. We speak healing over every disease, every illness, every wound. And we just visualize it now, seeing it, feeling it, seeing it, knowing that it's possible, knowing that you are more powerful than anyone has ever told you. This is an opportunity where the universe has created a space for you and I to come together in synchronicity, to harness the energy of the high holy days, to harness the energy of the International Day of Peace, to empower, embolden you. This is not an incarnation of weakness for you. This is not an incarnation of depression for you. A new timeline is here. This is an incarnation of healing. This is an incarnation of transcendence. This is an incarnation of abundance, of generosity, of sharing, of creation, of philanthropy. This is an incarnation of avatar consciousness. This is an incarnation of strength. This is an incarnation of leadership, of boldness, of forgiveness, of mercy, of transcendental forgiveness. You and your loved ones can forgive even the hardest, craziest things that you've been through, and harness and transmute that energy. And so we just take a moment in silence, breathing that in and receiving it. I sometimes like to visualize waves of light. Right now I'm seeing like a pink light, a gentle pink compassion light, a golden hue to that pink light. White shimmers through that pink light, moving through us, through our relationships, through our networks, through our families, across this globe. A deep sense of gratitude for the energy and the potency and the power of this moment, the raw energy available to each of us now. Deep sense of gratitude for the healing that we've already gone through. Deep sense of gratitude for those elders in our lives who are out in the world doing good things, who are putting themselves on the line, who are trying. Grateful for even those elders who can hear these words now. We can tell you're here with us. We know who you are. We know that you try. We support you. We pray for you. We know the work that you're doing in this world. We salute you now. Sending a special blessing to all of the leaders, the government leaders, the leaders of industry, that they might have their own Enlightened World Network moment where they would actually recognize that they are part of a world network and they have the invisible field of possibility to become a part of the Enlightened World Network, where they can be a part of that movement of enlightenment, that generation of enlightenment. We just send that to them. We receive it. We know that we are those leaders. We are also those elders now. Namaste. Take a moment, start to bring movement into your body. Allow that nervous system to be changed by that transfusion of divine energy that you invited, that you received. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in the world. Thank you, Deb.
Oh my goodness. That was a beautiful, prayerful meditation. And I had spiritual energy just running through me the whole time. It was just taking it all in, taking it all in. And I love all the waves you talked about, sending out the waves and really honoring all of our ancestors for all the work that's already been done. We don't always do that. There were so many before all of us that is treading, like you said, creating this grid of love and peace.
So much of the hard part has been done for us.
Mm-hmm. How beautiful. I'm so grateful for you to bring all of that, those beautiful words, that divine energy to us, so that we can really be thoughtful about the peace that we have already inside of us. Connect with it so that we can turn that out to everyone else.
Mm-hmm. You know, so many of us identify as light workers, you know, mm-hmm. And what I really see is a whole generation of light workers. And I know you really are. You don't say you're a light worker and you're not really. You are, you know, you are. And if no one's ever told you that, you are. If you're here on International Day of Peace doing this meditation on something called Enlightened World Network with me, I know the universe only sends me to a place like this, in a context like this, where real spirits who are really committed really are. So I know you, Deb, and Ansley, who brought me here, and Debbie and everyone at the Enlightened World Network, and everyone listening, and everyone who does hear this, even on a re-record of it, really is a true blue light worker. And we need to experience challenges so that we have authority and power in those areas. But I really feel strongly that we don't identify as light workers because we're here to heal ourselves and just love ourselves. This is about all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we love that too. We get turned on by it. I feel it even now. I feel like a surge of energy just because it's like the universe is saying, yes, yes, yes. This is about how the fact that every single person within the sound of my voice right now is here by divine appointment, by divine synchronicity. Everyone here within the sound of my voice is within the same field on the International Day of Peace, here to create a better world. One of the quotes that I love is, "The world is changing and I'm on the transition team."
I love that.
And we are. Every last one of you guys are. And that's what I was trying to do with this book. You mentioned it earlier. This is what I happen to have one right here. It's Modern Spirituality. It comes out next week. Anyone who wants it, Deb, why don't I send you the PDF? Everyone can have the PDF to this one. Comes out next week. My publisher would kill me if they knew I was doing that. Whatever. I look at it like a Jedi handbook for the 21st century. So a lot of people on here, look, we've read a lot of books. You've written a lot of books. A lot of people on this call, they're readers and writers. And I'm not talking to beginners right now. We're all beginners in a lot of ways, but I'm not talking to brand new. I'm not talking to muggles. There's not one muggle here. I'm talking to magic folk. So I think, first of all, the magic folk will appreciate the content. And I also think that you guys will appreciate how modern and how mainstream it's articulated. It's new articulation. People aren't talking like this. This is going to help change the script for how we can really make these things that we know about more mainstream, more comfortable. And so I see you guys as being the people that know people who could appreciate this, to help bridge gaps between us and people that we've maybe had disconnects with. I know a lot of times, people who are maybe into like astrology and tarot bump heads a lot with people who are, maybe Christian and really into the Christian process and experience, excuse me. And a million other combinations. And this is a book that people of different religions can really, really bond over. And I know it's something that people like you and I have really been looking for. It's simple, but it's really, really deep, in very deep, advanced esoteric concepts, explained so clearly that a Christian and a Muslim and a Jew and a spiritual but not religious person can all agree. And even atheists, I have atheists telling me, who've gotten the early editions, the early PDFs of this book, atheists reviewing it and saying, this is a spiritual book that even they can get behind.
Wow.
So a really, really cool moment for people like all of us on this call.
I'm so grateful for all the love and light that you bring, Ben. I know I have my copy. And I did put in the comments where people can order it on Amazon. So I have that in there. And if you...
That's a huge help. As a fellow author, you know how huge that is. It's pre-order. Right now, guys, check it out. The whole world, we know about the surveillance marketing. We know that our social media and our phone calls are being listened to by marketers so that they can know who to advertise to. This is just things that we know. It's no longer a conspiracy. We now know that marketing agencies and Facebook and Gmail and all that, it's selling our data. Look, this is a time in our lives where so much is coming up and around. One of the ways that we show the world what we want more of is by ordering something and investing. And for me, any author will tell you this, I get basically $0. I don't even get practically 1 cent from you buying that book on Amazon, but it's important to me that you buy it on Amazon so Amazon knows that the content of this book is valuable.
Mhm.
And so the publishing industry, this is important for everyone, even outside the publishing industry, to know what you spend money on, the publishing industry says that message is valuable. So the pre-order phase of this book right now, the more people order it in the pre-order phase, which is right now, that's why I'm giving the PDF out, because I know you're going to appreciate it and I know you're going to like it. I know you're going to want to buy it. If you have the $14.99 to buy it on Amazon or whatever the price is, I know you're going to want to buy it because of what it is. But the publishing industry needs a message from the light workers that we care about this, that this message is important. And when those pre-order sales numbers get bigger, the publishing industry says, wait a second, what is it about that message that's so important? And then they go in and they have algorithms that go in and they check out those Amazon reviews and they say, wow, all these people are reviewing this book saying they're so happy that multiple religions can be on the same page, that multiple political parties can be on the same page, that people from different backgrounds can come together. And then the publishing industry says that's a valuable message. And then they start to algorithmically market it. So when we buy something, when we write an Amazon review of something, we're affecting, especially as Americans, especially people in the modern world using the internet. A lot of the world doesn't have internet yet. We're affecting what's being produced and generated and sent out into the world. So we have great powers just by living our lives by the books that we buy and things like that, you know. So I just had to say that because this is in pre-order right now. And if you buy it right now in pre-order, I don't have a gimmick or anything like that. But what I do know is my publisher, any pre-order before September 29th, the publisher says it's equivalent to buying 5 copies of the book. If someone pre-orders it, the publishing industry values it like 5 times. So it's like the algorithm, the marketing universe that chooses the content that you see and that I see. They look at that pre-order and they say, wow, that's really, really valuable, you know? So that's why it's so important for you and me and every other author who's teaching this good stuff, the other light workers who are of pure heart doing real good stuff in the world. It's important for all of us to support each other and to try to pay that $14, you know. Sometimes you literally don't have $14 and that's cool. And other times you have enough to buy 10 copies for all your friends and that's cool too, you know. So it's a really special moment for all of us to communicate to the industry and to the movement that and to the media and to the public that right now what we want is unity. And so we're pre-ordering books about unity. We're writing Amazon reviews about books about unity. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're putting out to the world, you know.
Now, what a great message. Most people don't understand how publishing works and marketing, and how important it is to get behind what you believe in and to share out each other's books and the messages. And yeah, so being able to pre-order is really important, and leave a review.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important when you're selling a book.
Yeah, so important. And especially people like on this call, a lot of people on this call maybe don't have a book out yet, but have one in them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like sort of intuitively picking up that there are a few people on this call, someone on this call. There are book deals coming, and there are people on this call who want to write books and are thinking about books they want to write. There are people on this call who've already written books and want more to write. And I just want to say, do it. We need you. We need you to do a great job, and I need your support. Deb, you have books. We need to support your books. These are the movement. Mm-hmm. Sharing them. Back in the day, my family's Christian. Back in the day, it used to be all about giving everyone Bibles. Mm-hmm. And that was part of this same movement. That was good, you know. Sometimes people, there's like contention around certain things with certain religions and stuff, but but giving out Bibles is a good thing. And so now in our generation, we give out books like this one and your books, you know. It's less about going back to an old thing and more about going into a completely new thing that works right now. So we need to be sort of informally evangelizing the things that inspire us. What inspires you? Who's the last teacher that inspired you? You know, Eckhart Tolle doesn't exactly need the pre-orders, but his books are helpful, you know, so his content will be less impacted by one individual thing, but not really. We all still need to pre-order. Even Marianne Williamson and Michael Beckwith, all these people with these big followings, they're going to need our continued support so that their important message, even though maybe I had my Neil Donald Walsh moment a couple of years ago and I haven't followed him as much, maybe you know, we have these different people. If their message resonated and healed for you for one point in your life, it's going to be available for other people. It's got to be available for other people. We got to continue to breathe life into those things and share the diversity of perspectives, you know, so that's how we build a better world. It just is. You know what it's like when one of your friends starts meditating and praying with you, that relationship just completely goes to another level. You know, we need more and more of our friends meditating and praying with us, even if we're from different backgrounds.
I totally agree. And what a great gift today that people got to know you a little bit more so that they understand what your books are about. So that's really important. Not all authors do have the ability to shine on video so that they can get to know you a little better. And also what you're doing is upholding all your other brothers and sisters that are trying to do the same thing to spread love in their own language. And
you know what? You just reminded me, this book is dedicated to you guys. Let me read the dedication. To all of my brothers, sisters, and cousins, their families, their children, and their children's children. That's the dedication.
Awesome.
Just like you said, to brothers and sisters. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, we've had a lot of great comments and people loved your meditation, Ben. Can you please help us know how to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Probably the best place is Instagram, Benjamin W. Decker. That seems to be the one that I hang out on the most. So that's the best way to get to know me. I put my fun stuff up there. I also put my official stuff up there, and I'm there. So if you have any questions or anything, you can always DM me. I'm on that account, you know. Yeah, Instagram would probably be the best. I do have benjaminwdecker.com, bendeckermeditation.com. They're actually the same website. But yeah, I would say the number one thing right now would be Instagram. That's the best way to get the whole thing.
That sounds great. So I hope everybody listening in gets a chance to look you up on Instagram and all of these other different platforms, that they check out your book so that they too can understand what we're all here to spread love and light in our own unique way. None of us are any different. We just came here with our own individual, unique way of doing that, which is beautiful. So, so this is a great place. Enlightened World Network is an amazing place to meet people, diverse personalities that have content about love, coming in their own ways of how to spread it and tap into your own. So please continue to join us here. And we do have a lineup. At 3:33, we had Silent Mystics, Finding Your Voice with Diana Beiersdorfer and Joel Ann Peterson. And at 7 o'clock tonight, we'll have Our Journey of Healing, which is a land blessing in Michigan with Terry Angel. At 9 o'clock, we have Chanting for Change with Terry Angel and Karen Palmer. And at 10 o'clock tonight, we have Miracle Mondays with Joan of Angels. And people will get to listen to your beautiful meditation again, Ben, as we do Sweet Dreams Restream at night before people go to sleep. So what a lovely way to go to sleep.
Love that. I'll have to make sure I share that out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us
you. And
today.
thanks everyone for being here. Thank you, Enlightened World Network. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us and committing to creating a more peaceful world. May the peace of God touch every thought, every heart, every mind, and every body, every home, and the world in which we live. Amen, and God bless you.
Amen.
Bye-bye.